First of all, can you please mute your lines? That would be great. Okay, I just want to start off by apologizing because I know we're a few minutes behind here, about 8 to 9 minutes. So my apologies to each and every one of you. I know your time is valuable, and we had some technical issues, which happens occasionally. So my apologies once again. This will be well worth the time spent for a few reasons. Number one, we're giving away not one, but two giveaways at the end. So right before 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to ask two questions, and whoever answers each question correctly, and you got to be first, right? First to the punch, and you win Apple AirPods, the new version of the Apple AirPods and the IUL prospecting book. Okay, so we have two agents that will walk away a winner today. And the questions have to do with the material we're going over during the next 40 to 45 minutes here. So make sure you're paying attention, taking down notes, use a notes app, use your Q&A pane, whatever you're comfortable with. Just make sure you jot down questions, notes, feedback. We want to hear from all of you. And I want to make sure you remember the material that we're going over today so you can make some new sales, help more clients, supplement your income. We want this to be a win-win-win across the board. Okay, so shifting gears for a second. So here we are, right? And it's been a crazy month. And I'm not saying this lightly. So Levinson and Associates, October 23rd, right? Since the beginning of October, we have had so much going on in our 53-year history. Okay, we have never seen anything like this. Number one, our partnership, right, with AmeriLife. So that was announced about a week ago now, and our phones and email inbox has been off the hook in a great way. So think about, and we've had lots of questions, comments, feedback. Everything has been positive, and I want to thank you all for that part. But think about this for a second. You've known us for a long time, most of you, right? We have an excellent reputation in the industry, and I'm saying that in the most humble way. You can obviously look at agent reviews. You can pull us up, just do a search, and think about all the best that Levinson has to offer since 1972. And then think about this huge company, AmeriLife, right? Who, in fact, earlier this year acquired Crump. And Crump is huge, right? The big elephant in the room, if you will. So everything we have to offer, I know is fantastic. And then we're literally handpicking other, let's say, exclusive products or maybe carriers or technology, right? And most important, our health department, like plug and play. So our existing excellent platform, and then handpicking what's ever great from AmeriLife and offering that to our agents as well to become the ultimate one-stop shop, not just on the life and annuity side, but also on the health insurance side. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter what side you're focused on, or if you're writing a little bit of everything with most of our carriers, right? We have you covered in a way that no one else will in this industry, bar none. Okay, and I truly believe that, and the proof is in the pudding, and you'll see during the next 1 to 2 months all of the new platforms we're rolling out to help you in your business. Okay, that's the name of the game. So, okay, shifting gears again, where are we today, right? And number two, I should say number three, Pinktober. It's my birthday month, right? It was my birthday on the 20th. We are giving away, we made a big donation to the American Cancer Society. Above and beyond that, an extra $10 for every placed application that you wrote with us for the month of October. So a significant donation to the ACS on behalf of you, our agents, our staff, right, our carriers, our friends, family, everybody. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for making this possible, right, in October, in Pinktober. I think Breast Cancer Awareness Month is very important to all of us. We all have heard about it. Maybe we were affected by this one way or another. It's a great way to give back and help the community. in any way we can. So I love that. You saw the flyer go out yesterday. Let's keep moving forward. What I also want to talk about is the annuity side, the Levinson annuity division, off to the races, right? Bigger and better is the name of the game for us. And what we have done, in fact, today we're going to dive into the annuity department a little more when we also have one of our core carriers on the annuity side, which is Lincoln Financial, A-rated. Okay, excellent rating, excellent household name, excellent product portfolio, and some great sales strategies to go along with it. So we have our VP on the annuity side from Lincoln that's going to dive into the feature presentation in just a few more minutes. So great stuff to come. This is the Pinktober flyer I just mentioned earlier. We dedicated in fact, the whole month of October and my birthday, which was Monday, just around the American Cancer Society and giving back on behalf of you all. So love this. Andrew, if we can just back up for a second. This is the partnership announcement that I also touched on briefly. This is the YouTube video that went out. We had a national press release. We also sent out all of this info on our social media platforms through our e-blast system. So you should have got wind of this already. But again, it's everything to gain. And I'm super, super excited about the opportunity for all of us, and most important for our agents, right? To sell more and have better and bigger platforms to do exactly that, including exclusive lead programs and everything that comes along with the health department that we're launching on the 29th of October. So again, you can hear it in my voice. Super excited about all of this. Let's keep moving forward. I want to talk about our big powwow for the year. So 2026, this was just announced April 17th. So make sure you have the save the dates. Make sure you register. It's complimentary for all Levinson active agents. Okay, well, it doesn't cost you a penny. We have a networking lunch. We do a big dinner for the out-of-town agents. And then above and beyond that, right, starting at just $40,000 of combined premium. Okay, combined. What does that mean? Life, annuity, supplemental products. Well, it doesn't make a difference. As long as it's an application placed through Levinson, it counts. So starting at $40,000, we have one complimentary night in our 2-bedroom suite on the ocean in South Florida at our host resort. So make sure you get the premium dollars in as soon as possible. And then another $30,000 gets you the same thing, but round trip airfare. Okay. And then another $10,000, same exact thing, but another complimentary night in our 2-bedroom suite on the ocean. Okay. Hopefully you can make it. No excuses. And I will say this. Okay. We handpick our top core companies. We're also, for the first time at a Levinson Expo, is launching our official health insurance department as well. So think about this: life, annuities, and health. We have you covered. And at the Expo, as you know, we have sales ideas, sales strategies. You get to hear from other successful agents crushing it in the industry, but now all 3 bases covered. So it's another first for Levinson. In fact, I love this, the hashtag, the theme of the day, stack the bricks in 26. That's exactly what we're going to be doing moving forward, right? Stacking those bricks, those sales ideas to move the needle for our own businesses, right? It doesn't matter in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Key West, Florida, Maui, Hawaii, right? We have you covered, and you're going to do bigger and better things, wrapping up the 2025 fourth quarter and into 2026 by leveraging all of our platforms and ideas. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do next is talk about some of our recent reviews. And this was great. When I see this, like, you can't pay for better marketing, advertising. You can't buy a national newswire, right? Article, for example. So check this out. This was on our Facebook page, which, by the way, I hope you're following and you liked. But look at this. This is an agent, top left corner, right? That is not asking us, how is the training and support from Levinson? She's asking our agents, right? And here, an agent chimes in right away. KC, thank you for sharing. He says, thanks for asking. The training is excellent. The weekly live webinars cover different topics, always educational. I walk away with nuggets. I love to see this. Why? It's genuine, it's transparent, and who better from another Levinson agent? So anyway, proof is in the pudding, as I always say. Thank you to Amanda for asking and Casey for answering. Let's keep moving forward. I'm going to be quick because I know we have a lot to cover in a short amount of time. Give me 1 second here. Okay, sorry about that. So this is our 411 newsletter. So this is in your inbox every other week. And I know we have a lot of carriers, products, a lot of moving parts, platforms, tech, and new things are coming out almost daily now, especially in October, right, with this new launch. So think about this for a second. Over 100 carriers now, right? For you to go on 100 websites, track what's new, what's hot, what's not, it's almost impossible. So we literally take all of the new information, right? Maybe a discontinued product, maybe a new carrier launch, maybe a sales idea. Everything is in one image sitting in your inbox every other week. Life, annuity, and now health, which is around the corner. So just keep your eyes peeled for this email. If you're not getting it, let us know. That means we have your incorrect email address. Okay, I have just, looks like another slide or two, and then we're going to turn it over. Just give me 1 second. There we go. We're going to talk about the Levinson annuity team. So we started this division of almost 10 years ago now. And between RJ, Josh, Ashley, Kay, Michelle, we have been increasing production literally almost monthly. Okay, and I'm not saying that lightly. We're in a whole new spot, especially come 2025. So I'm very proud of our team. These are all of our core companies on the left-hand side. You're going to notice Lincoln is highlighted. So what I think is, and you know this as well, but so important in the annuity space is ratings, right? Is brand recognition. First thing these consumers are going to do is a search online, right? And if you don't have to, you want to kind of steer away from a B-rated company, right? When you think of A-rated Lincoln Financial, it's a household brand. I said that a few times, and it literally just takes the wall down. 50% of your pitch is already done because the name is recognizable. They have an A rating attached. It's a big deal. So you got to think about that. But bottom line is we have all of the latest carriers products. And if you have any questions, need some guidance, Josh and RJ are here to help you with anything, any question that you have with over 50 years combined experience in the annuity space. Okay, my last slide here, and then Timothy is going to take the wheel, is incentives, cash, something we all love to hear. We know it's Q4, right? 2025 Q4. What do carriers want is more and more business. They're willing to pay you, the agent, for this additional premium in business. So it's a great way for you to supplement your income, your commissions, right? At a time when you need it most, wrapping up the year, coming into the holidays, and then starting off 26, you'll notice top left corner, there's Lincoln. Earn up to an additional 1.5 in bonus compensation. It's a big deal. We're going to include all of this in our thank you email that we're sending out tonight. So you'll have this in your inbox. If you have any questions, let us know. That's everything going on right now for Q4. Okay, our feature presentation of the day. We have Timothy, our VP from Lincoln Financial, who's going to take the wheel. Tim, are you there, buddy?
Tim, thank you so much for having me here today. And I do have my trusted internal partner, PJ, joining with us here today as well. He's going to do a little bit of the slide work here in the background as we go ahead and get started. So, PJ, can you go ahead and turn on the slides for us here today, bud?
Hey, Tim, this is Andrew. I just sent a screen share request over, so he should be able to go ahead and pull those slides up, okay?
PJ, you're sharing the wrong screen, bud.
Just bear with us. This is part of the technical issue we had earlier, so my apologies.
Well, while we're starting and we're waiting here for PJ, he is sharing a screen in the background here, PJ. So if you want to pull that one down while you're flipping it over to the right numbered screen. But, you know, we're talking a little bit about compensation. So it is an absolute privilege here to be with you here today. We do obviously have a bonus program that we find that a lot of folks really like. But for those of you that haven't looked recently, we have increased our street level compensation up and through full street through age 80 on our 5 and 7 year. And then on our 10 year, we're paying full street through age 75. So, you know, if you're looking for those clients that are looking, we issue up contracts on our 5 and 7 through age 85. So as you're looking towards year-end planning, working with the clients, we can certainly be a prime destination and not only help your clients, but help you drive revenue back to your practice as well. So as we kick it off here today, and I get into the crux of the conversation, there's a few points I want to really kind of highlight here. And, you know, when we look at where the industry has been over the last 30 months, there's been an overwhelming flood. And, you know, when we're looking at United States consumers buying just flat out CDs, and we know when rates are over 5%, it's a very trusted kind of path that's out there. But to help you, for those of you who are not part, no subscription needed, but if you wish, right on our website, you can subscribe to our Market Intel Exchange, where we're able to gather data from asset managers around the world and give you completely client-approved slides and the opportunity to help you craft whatever story you want. And I will tell you, this slide is one of the most downloaded slides that we have available on our Market Intel Exchange. And this basically highlights the fact that, you know, if we look back even 20 plus years here on the rates you can get on a 12-month CD, and even if we looked at 23, and certainly it's a little lower here in 24, after we factor in taxes and inflation, the overall right-hand column is showing the net yield to a client, right? The real return a client gets to put in their pocket. So this is a great opportunity to really have an engaged conversation and say, you know, what you've historically looked for your safe money doesn't always really give you the net benefit that you're hoping for. And when we look at the amount of money that flowed into the United States CDs in 24, it was an all-time record for the United States Treasury. So when we're looking at where we're at today, for those of you that haven't watched, for the 4th time in 10 days ending yesterday, the 10-year note finished under 4% at 3.95. So for those of you that are writing rate-sensitive business, specifically have been looking at MYGAs and those fixed rates, the day of 5% MYGAs is almost in front of us being sunset, and there's never more urgent time than yesterday to take action with a client. But what does that open up? You know, as we look to the next slide here with PJ, you know, the opportunity for you to continue to grow and expand your business model. And for those of you that incorporate fixed index annuities, you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And that is the opportunity to still give them that protection, that 100% principal protection, but give them that opportunity to grab incredible upside yields. And I'm going to highlight a few things here today on what Lincoln has done to our platform earlier here in 2025 that continues to allow us to set new benchmarks. And I'm very happy to let you know that in September, Lincoln Financial has sold more annuities in the month of September 2025 than in any one single month previously in our 120-year history. So when I tell you, you know, what is making the difference, we made some of these guaranteed rate opportunities on our platform called OptiBlend available in early August. So when you think about the opportunity that is in front of us, we just continue to hit new high water marks when it comes down to how we help Americans and we help you drive business and revenue for your practice. So the first one I want to highlight here today, it's nothing new. Other carriers have it, but we did add cap lock to our OptiBlend chassis. This gives you the ability for a 5-year, you know, on our 5-year or 7-year chassis, the cap lock's guaranteed for the life of those contracts on the 5 and 7-year, you know, terms. So think about that. You never have to talk about a renewal rate. You never have to, you know, talk about from what's, you know, the client's goal if it's changing based off of a renewal rate. For those clients that like the set and forget strategy, CapLock gives you the tools and resources. It is available on our 10-year as well. And we took a real unique approach there. Think of it like a football game. We give you 2 5-year halves. We guarantee, you know, both of those 2 5 halves, giving you the opportunity again to capture long-term opportunity and upside growth, maybe make a change at the halftime, at the midway point through the contract, if your client wishes, and then go ahead and enjoy the guarantee for the second half of the contract. So giving your clients the opportunity and the benefit of compounding growth with 100% protection. But not to be outdone, and you know, as we flip forward here to the next slide, I also do want to highlight something else that we brought to the chassis. And when we're looking at why it matters, for some of you on this phone, maybe you've been in the registered space before, maybe you still are. Maybe you're just following some of the headlines from LIMRA and other industry related news. And quite frankly, you've seen that RILA sales, or registered index linked annuities, for the first time in 2024 outpaced traditional variable annuity sales. Now, you might be saying, why I'm bringing this up? Well, what is it that RILAs, you know, is really outpacing a VA? Because historically, VA sales have been very strong. Well, it's not that they're not strong, it's that we're seeing an overwhelming amount of clients leverage the RILA space. And what it brings you is point-to-point segments, so it helps clients stay involved for the long term, help them capture even higher upside. But on the RILA, you do have to pick a buffer and pick your poison on the downside. Well, we are now happy to bring you some of those straight, you know, real nice, you know, longer duration, point-to-point, high participation opportunities on the straight S&P with 100% downside buffer or protection on our FIA, guys. So, you know, what does that mean? This slide's giving you a lot of the statistics, and the fact is, over any 5-year period or 7-year period, and we looked at it over rolling months here for you, the S&P's never been negative over a 5-year span or a 7-year span. As a matter of fact, it's showing you the fact that no matter what month you were, if you were to leverage this, your client ended up in a positive outcome the majority of the time, right? Because the platform is protected, so they're never going to be in a negative situation. But think about it like this. The average growth of the S&P over a 5-year window is approximately 72%. And right now, we'll give you 75% of that growth, you know, over a 5-year period, all with no fee, guys, and no risk on the downside. On the 7-year, the story gets even better. We give you an 80% participation rate over the 7-year window with an uncapped upside and 100% principal protection with 0 fee drag to the client in the portfolio. So when you think about where this fits, you know, when we look at our platform, we have 10 different indexing options. Different things, whether you love NASDAQ, whether you love S&P, whether you want a little upside, different, you know, with some of the other point-to-point options, you know, and certainly, you know, our triggered options on the platform. The multi-year participation, you know, and the essence of the fact that we have a World Series right in front of us is a grand slam opportunity for you to go ahead and not only create a huge opportunity for crediting, but think about when it credits at the end of 5 years or 7 years, or twice 2 5-year segments on our 10-year platform. When the contract is ending, your client gets a big credit when you're sitting there and talking to them about what's next. It makes for an incredible conversation, an incredible confidence boost for you and the client as you continue to look and grow forward with the portfolio design. So, you know, I will tell you that this has greatly increased allocations as we launched it back in August, and it continues to go up with week over week submissions, guys. So for anybody that wants some further detail on the multi-year, feel free to add a message in the chat, and we'll connect with Bill here and certainly go through those chat messages as we kind of wrap it up. Or certainly we can set up a one-on-one follow-up call and certainly talk to the Levinson team and, you know, certainly answer any additional, you know, one-off questions you might have. But as we go ahead, you know, I want to kind of show you an opportunity on our rate sheet here, guys. You know, we do have a lot of options that are here for you, but here are some of those rates that I was mentioning here for you, right? Multi-year opportunities are on the bottom of the screen, right? Again, as you can see, 80% participation for the full 7 years on the straight S&P and uncapped on that upside. 10-year, we're giving you 82%. These are some incredible opportunity numbers here, guys. Cap lock rates, right? We're tied for #1 in the industry right now. One of our competitors just dropped their cap lock rate and is matching where we are today. On our 7-year chassis, we're 8%, guys, 8% guaranteed cap for all 7 years. But not to be outdone, if you're looking for those more conservative clients, we have a very healthy fixed account still available on that chassis that you can see in front of you. We also have performance triggers. And for many of you that don't understand or maybe haven't looked into a performance trigger, 0 or better, your client gets the full rate that's stated on the sheet. You don't have to worry about if it does 1% or 2% or 3%. 0 or better, they get the full rate that's stated. So it keeps the conversation simple. And as these MYGA rates start to come back down, as we start to see treasuries really start to kind of sunset, you know, they're over 5% world, you know, the one thing that you want to think about is how do I transition a portion of these traditional fixed annuity clients into indexing options that still will give them that comfort of 100% protection, but allow them to participate in the upside. The triggers are a very, very simple way to make that transition. So as we think about it like this, we're going to kind of go ahead. I'm going to share a couple other technical updates here for you, and then I'm going to share 3 sales concepts with you, kind of highlighting. This one you've already seen as it was shared a little bit earlier in the call. We do have an incredible bonus program here for everybody that wants to leverage it. Let us know if you have any more questions, but you'll be shared this information. Our FIAs and our SPIAs and DIAs all qualify for the bonus program. Now, for any of you that want to write any of our MYGAs, our SPIAs, our DIAs, our FIAs, we do still have, you know, what we call, you know, our trips, right? So the Premier Partner trips. You qualify for the trip when you hit $4 million in combined production. So the opportunity for you to go on an all expense paid trip for you and a guest, and yes, these trips are family friendly if you want to bring kids with you. This year, it's in Quebec City at the Tremont, overlooking the cliff. It is an incredible location. I was there 2 years ago, and this trip is never going to be disappointing. And for any of you that have been on the trip, reach out. They will tell you that some of these trips, every one of these trips, have really an incredible atmosphere, and they're a lot of fun, guys. So, you know, with that being said, you know, a couple things for those of you that might be in South Florida that bump into some clients that might be in Puerto Rico. Earlier this year, we did make an update where we now totally accept KEO plan, you know, and we'll hold it here at Linco as KEO plan, Puerto Rico KEO plans, and the Puerto Rico 401k options here for you guys. So that is a monster change if you're doing any business on the island. We are certainly heavily recognized on the island when it comes down to clients. You know, we've been on the island a long, long time, and now we're holding the funds as Puerto Rico funds, and this is something that's been asked for a long time. So if you have any presence there, I'd highly recommend that you connect and take the opportunity here where we can help you really put your arms around those assets and really help your clients from that perspective. So the 3 concepts I want to highlight here for you today are really, really simple. We do offer, like most carriers, partial Roth conversions or full Roth conversions, but we're one of only a couple carriers in the industry that offer mirrored Roth conversions. And post Secure Act, I can tell you, we are doing so much Roth conversions that we had to make this change about 1.5 years ago to our platform. And here's why it matters. At Lincoln, you can write one IRA application, check a box on that application, and we will create a mirrored Roth contract side by side. Same start date, same rates, caps, and spreads, same surrender schedule. They could convert from their IRA to their Roth contract, choose to pay the taxes from within the conversion, outside the conversion, whichever way they want, and every conversion does not extend the surrender schedule. So what a great way to go ahead and help clients that are concerned about RMDs and they don't want the extra income, or small business owners that have socked away a lot of qualified assets and they're really not looking forward to paying the taxes long term as they draw it down. This gives them the opportunity to convert, optimize tax brackets in years that they have room without jumping a bracket, and ultimately help them not only take the benefit of tax-free growth, dollar for dollar tax-free withdrawals, but under the Secure Act, the Roth IRAs will go to the next generation completely tax-free. So great opportunity there for you to continue to wrap your hands around your clients, tell the story that they are asking for. And I will tell you, Roth conversions are resonating very, very large. And for many of you that might have partnerships with CPAs in your neighborhood, get in front of them now before tax season starts. They will help you identify clients that could benefit from a Roth IRA, and you can be the gatekeeper for those assets. And PJ and I see it in offices around the country. Those that create those partnerships with tax planners and CPAs, they have no shortage of clients moving forward. So it's an incredible opportunity there. Now, the second concept I want to talk to you about is how many of you are working with clients already in a seeded book, and when it comes down to it, some of your clients are starting to pass away, and they're leaving these inherited IRAs to the next generation. Well, the Secure Act says they have to be spent down in 10 years. So we know this asset's going to fleet from your book. It's a fleeting asset, guaranteed. So how do we help you retain those assets? Well, what we've seen, and we have a flyer we'll share with the team and make sure you guys get it as your follow-up email. Think about this strategy. It's the old split ticket idea. What if you were to take that inherited IRA, open up a 10-pay immediate annuity, and use in part or in whole those 10 years of payments to fund a long-term care policy or to fund an IUL policy? Now, this is a found asset for the person that's inheriting it. Now you're getting a chance to deploy it in a more tax favorable manner. And now, you know, over 55% of Americans know what it's like to take care of an aging parent or grandparent, and usually it involves a home or assisted living. So opening up the door to how to help them afford and help them identify the asset to help protect their family from the same financial stress, long-term care can play a big role there, guys, and you just found a way to pay for it. Or maybe they don't want long-term care, but they want tax-free retirement dollars. Use those 10-pay opportunities to fund an IUL that's out there, and they get the benefit of the tax-free retirement dollars down the road, right? So great opportunities to gain and retain assets, gain and retain net new clients. There's a huge shift of wealth happening right under our feet now through 2048. The ones that are going to be the most aggressive and help their clients identify what to do next are going to be the gatekeepers of those assets as they fall into the next generation's hands. So the opportunity to leverage Secure Act, funds that are, subject to the Secure Act in these inherited IRAs, this is just one of many of those concepts. And then I'll bring it home with the last concept here for you. For those of you that are working with high net worth or ultra high net worth clients and you're trying to help them out with an estate plan, for those of you that work with trusts, Lincoln is extremely trust friendly. And when I tell you we have something, a private letter ruling called pass in kind, that will allow assets either in highly accumulated non-qualified annuities, even in cash sales, leverage trust ownership to pass assets down to the next generation. Obviously, all annuities bypass probate, but you can also fall outside of the estate. And for those states that have state inheritance taxes, also allow assets to fall outside of state inheritance taxes and not trigger death benefits that are mandatory to be paid out. The next generation can maintain control and keep deferral if that's what they wish. So again, we have strategies to help you really wrap your hand around those assets and gain and retain them here, not only through the end of 25, but well on to 26. And Bill, I'm going to steal your line as you stack the bricks, buddy. So, when it comes down to it, we are absolutely very, very enthusiastic about our solution platform. Stay tuned in December. We have even more incredible opportunity coming to our OptiBlend chassis and starting off 2026 with an announcement to come here as we start the new year. We're going to be back in a big way with some additional new platforms, just continuing to add additional arrows to the quiver as you're out there working with clients. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and bring it back home here, Bill, and certainly let's open it up for any questions if anybody dropped anything into the chat.
Excellent, Tim. Great work as always. Let me see if we have any questions that we didn't get to. Andrew, anything?
Sam is just asking that IRA conversion strategy. Do you have to be securities licensed to do that? I don't believe so, but I wanted to confirm.
No, so none of the strategies we talked about today, there's no security license needed for this, just your typical life license.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's called our mirrored Roth conversion strategy. I don't know if you said it was Susan, but I thought I heard you say Susan. So it's called our mirrored Roth conversion strategy. And those flyers will be provided. You can reach out to Bill and team here, or RJ, whoever you're working with, and they'll be sure to provide you those flyers.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, we're going to include all of that in the thank you email that every attendee will have. If you're seeing this, let's say a week or two from now or down the road, just call in and we'll get you everything that's needed, or just visit our website on the annuity section. You'll see Lincoln Financial, and then there's a whole folder of flyers, sales ideas, and all the product details. Okay, good stuff. Tim, again, thank you. What we'll do, yep, no, we appreciate it always. And, it's interesting because, today we featured Lincoln Financial. We have a podcast coming up that we're recording on Friday on Halloween, and then we'll launch it the first week of November. But the guest speaker is one of our top Lincoln Financial annuity agents, and he's crushing it. I mean, just crushing it in the annuity world. And I'm going to interview him with my agent hat on for 1 hour. So that'll be on the podcast channel the first week of November. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, let's keep moving forward. I have about not even 10 minutes, and then we'll get everybody out a little early, which is nice for a change. How to get started. So on our website, we also have SureLC, Surance Bay, which automates everything for you, makes it easier. Just go to our website. You'll see the yellow arrow, annuity contracting. It's so neat about what we offer here. Number one, everything's complimentary. We have a whole sales platform and dashboard as well. That's complimentary. And then if you move a contract over to us, typically a release is required unless it's been a while since you've written with that company. But we do cash for contracting or free orphan leads with your first paid application as soon as you transfer a contract. So that's a big deal. Okay. Plus, most of the time, we beat the existing commissions with value add with our marketing platform. So very, very cool stuff for you as an agent in the field. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do next is talk about some of the value add, right? We call this our iGenius training platform. We have this on the life side and on the annuity side as well. So think about this, right? If you're maybe a GA, right, you're selling and you have some agents under you, maybe some newer agents. So we have this 101 annuity dashboard, and there's two parts, okay? We have the 101 beginner series, and then once the agent completes the entire course, they get a certificate of completion saying they are now a certified annuity sales professional. Okay, top right corner. Then they use that in their email signatures, print it for their desk, whatever it is, frame it. But that's all included. And then for the more seasoned annuity agent, let's go to the next slide here. So we have a complete turnkey 8-week workshop. Okay, and what we do here with Coach Charles is go through the entire A to Z sales process, and we role play with an agent, a client, go through all types of scenarios for an FIA sale, for a MYGA sale, for even a conversion like Tim mentioned earlier, which I'm also going to show you in a few more slides. But the point is all of this is available to you and your downline agents once you're set up with Levinson. So we're also working on a part 3, which will come out in 26 as well. So a ton of value add for our agents. Let's keep moving forward here. I want to talk about leads because we all know we can have the best products in the world, right? With no one to speak to, it's going to do us no good. So we have to get our foot in the door and a chance to share our story, right? We know how this works. So we have a number of platforms, tools to help you do that. So we have a database, a consumer database that you can tap into. And you can literally put in 33067 zip code, and the system will give you all business owners, name, email, phone, address. Then you set up a campaign, right, around business owners in different types of products, campaigns, messages. And the point is you get, let's just say it's 1,000 names, right? 5 to 10% answer, and you have a shot at 50 new clients in sales. So this is great. We also have lead programs that are all of the warming up, call it whatever you want, is done for you. And these people are ready to talk annuities and transfers and rollovers. So I love this platform as well. And what's so great, you get a co-op discount leveraging, right, all of our 24,000 agents. It's like buying power. Us, like a Costco versus the neighborhood supermarket. So very, very important. We have this program. We also have a seminar program that we're rolling out as well in the next probably 4 to 6 weeks or so. That is awesome. So great stuff here. Just let any one of our marketers know. We'll get you up and running. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do next, I know Tim mentioned this sales idea, which is great. It's about IRA conversation and converting into a Roth IRA. Opens the door, and you can see all of the bullets are there. So it makes for a no-brainer. We'll include this flyer in our thank you email tonight. Let's keep moving forward. I want to talk about social media, and hopefully you are doing this, especially by now, okay, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, okay? You've got to get the word out, even on your website. Everything now is online, on social media, and on reviews. And the first thing people are doing now is they say, hey, who is this Bill Levinson guy? Okay, I want to see what do his clients say about him, right? I don't want to hear it. Like I showed you earlier, that Facebook question and answer, okay? They don't want to hear it from you. They want to hear it from your consumer, from your client, that, oh, this Bill guy was great. Everything he said, he did, and what a great all-around guy, right? That's what you want the client saying about you as their agent. So you got to spread the word. You got to get creative on Facebook reviews and Google reviews and on social media. And even if you say, Bill, I have 7 followers, it's okay, right? If 1 or 2 like or comment or share your post, right? That could be 1 or 2 new sales that you didn't have yesterday, and it was free. So you got to get creative. You got to get the word out. These are social media posts that we pulled up. We just do a search right before the webinar. We go in, right, Instagram, Facebook, and we say, okay, FIAs or MYGAs, okay, top performing posts. And this is what came up for today. So the left-hand side, it's not rocket science, right? Top 5 reasons you should own an annuity, right? All you're doing is educating. And then educating turns into new prospects that say, hey, I didn't know this. I want more info. Boom. You just created a new lead for free, right-hand side. Okay. What did they do? They shared a fact. Okay. They went online, found this 74% of pre-retirees with an annuity feel confident they'll have enough income to live comfortably in retirement. Okay. 269 likes, 2 comments, 3 shares. No, actually 250 shares. That's 3 reposted. That's huge. And then as the agent, you reach out to every person that touched the post to say, hey, it's me, the annuity guru. How can I help you? Okay. And then boom, if you get 10% conversion, it's a win. Let's keep moving forward. Okay. The point is, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Everything's already out there for you. We even have a marketing library. We can co-brand some of these flyers and blasts for you that are pre-made, pre-approved. Okay, so let's move to the right side quickly. So this was my podcast, Bill Levinson Experience. Episode 61 was awesome. That was with Kent. He is crushing it. He's one of our top 10 life and annuity agents of the year, okay? And he's been with us 15 years. Why all of a sudden 25 did he come out swinging? Why? Because of relationships, right? And he never stopped. Consistency, persistency, and that's what made him turn the corner, and he's off to the races now. Great story on 61. Then 62 is going to be recorded next Friday. And what's so cool is Ronald, right, is the annuity guru. He's crushing it right now. He's doing a fantastic job with Lincoln, with their annuity portfolio. So I think you're going to love his story. Next Friday, we're recording. You'll have it in your inbox first week of November. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do next is talk about all Florida agents, a breakfast training, complimentary. Make sure you're registered. It's around the corner on November 7th, okay, 9 to 12. We have Manhattan Life, especially for you all working health insurance, open enrollment, whatever it is. These are great supplemental products. They're direct to consumer. We have them on Insure Me Now Direct, or if you have your own website, or if you want to sell face to face or over the phone, that's great too. Doesn't matter, but we have you covered with everything, even long-term care door opener called HHC, which is basically guaranteed issue. Okay. I think it's 3 questions. Very simple. Let's keep moving forward. These are our future training events, is what you're on right now, by the way. I know we're 2:54 Eastern time. We'll get you out in 2 minutes. This is our training menu. Okay. Think of a restaurant. You sit down at dinner, right? You have your appetizers, you have your entrees, desserts, everything that we have to offer for live trainings, which is, like I said, what you're on right now is in front of you in blue. So the health department rollout everyone's talking about, that's around the corner on the 29th. I know you're going to love that. I'll tell you right now, as great as we are on the life and annuity side, wait until you see what the health department looks like and all the bells and whistles, okay? Everything, even to the lead programs, we have you covered. Insure Me Now Direct, just under that. The keys to success, we're going over everything on Insure Me Now, all of the latest updates on the 30th, the next day. So Wednesday and Thursday next week, we have you covered. Just under that, Baltimore Life and Annuity relaunch event, everything new and hot with Baltimore Life. Right-hand side, August Star Financial comes up for a part 2 on the life side, and then SILAC Annuities, another great FIA solution. Just under that, this is awesome, by the way. If you're selling annuities, right, you've got to listen to our Coach Chris quarterly update calls. So he's not tied to a carrier. Okay, he's a consultant in the annuity space, my favorite consultant, and he tells us like it is. He handpicks the carrier, the product, the sales idea, what's going on in the industry and outside of the industry, right? Things you need to know to be dangerous in the annuity world. The 4th quarter call in webinars coming up on the 11th of December, the final call of the year. Make sure you're on. Okay, my final slide here. Just about out of breath. We'll get you out of here in just a second. 2 giveaways, like I said. First, left-hand side, we're going to talk about work ethic, attitude, right? Because if you don't have that work ethic, I mentioned it earlier with Kent and now Ronald, who's around the corner. That is what opens doors, right? Consistency, persistency. You've got to stay on the gas pedal. The ground beef work ethic and attitude will never produce the Wagyu lifestyle, right? The hard work pays off. There's no secret. There's no secret sauce, right? We get the tools, right? We're on here to learn, right? Collect the nuggets, but then it's up to you to put the work in. Our 2 questions of the day, get your little fingers on the keyboard because you got to be quick and you got to be correct. Now, if you recall the last few webinars, what we said is we're going to do 2 questions now every week. And the second question has to do with our playbook. So we have a playbook for each department, right? Contracting, new business, and marketing. They're like 5 to 7 minutes, just gives you the basics, right, when it comes to working with Levinson. So today's question has to do with the new business playbook, okay? And next week, what I would do if I wanted to win, go back to the playbooks, review them, and get ready for next week. But for today, let's focus on the webinar question of the day. Like I said, this is the first one out of 2. And get ready. The next guest speaker on the Bill Levinson Experience podcast, give me his name. What's the next guest speaker that's going to be on the Bill Levinson Experience podcast next Friday? What's his name? And you win. Andrew's going to tell us who was first and who was correct.
Okay, we have Bertrand W. Bertrand W.
Bertrand, congrats. The name is Ronald. Ronald is our next guest speaker next Friday. He's the annuity guru. You're going to love that episode. I promise you, because I know Ronald and I know he's going to do a great job. So number 2, this has to do with the new business playbook. Okay, I hope you reviewed it. The simple question, I know a lot of you will get this right, but you got to be quick. Okay, we have one email address for all new business, all applications. What's the email address all applications are to be sent to? Now, obviously, if you're doing this online through IGO or on the carrier website, then there's nothing to email, okay, unless you want to give us a heads up, which we have a form for that. But if you're sending in an app, tell me the email address. This was discussed in the playbook. Okay. Who was first? Who was correct?
Okay, we have Kevin M. Kevin M.
Kevin M. Congrats. Very simple. Apps at CarrieLevinson.com. Congrats to the winners. By the way, you can all be a winner. Just go on our Facebook page and share a review, some comments about us, or our Google review link. Okay. And if you're active with us, you win. You get the prospecting book. Okay. We pay for it. We pay for postage. As long as you're an active agent, you get to play the game on these webinars and leave a review to get the prizes. Let's all have a great Thursday, great rest of the week, great selling, and keep your eyes peeled for the health department launch on the 29th of October. Thanks again, everyone.